All right, y'all, what's going on, man? Got a QB battle going on at Missouri, all right? Obviously for head coach Eli Drinkowitz. Beau Pribula, obviously formerly of Penn State. And Sam Horn, who has been there for quite a while. Interesting what he's doing as well, because Horn obviously got drafted in the MLB. Has a bright future in baseball as well, but has been battling it out, obviously, with Pribula. And they both will get a chance to play in Week 1 against Central Arkansas. Big news, obviously, for both of these quarterbacks as they try to kind of establish themselves in a pretty big year coming up for Missouri, who looks to take that next step forward under Drinkowitz, who just got an extension. Now, look, he's not under any fire in terms of losing his job, but they do need to play precipitously better than they've done in the last few years, right? And obviously, they've been a solid team. You know what I'm saying? They've had 10-win seasons. I'm not saying that they've been trash. They've been a pretty good team. What I'm saying is last year was supposed to be the year Missouri's supposed to take that step forward. Right, obviously, had Brady Cook. Obviously, they had Luther Burden. They're supposed to be that team. They disappointed in a lot of ways last year. What will they both be able to do this year is the question. And as Drinkowitz says, he wants the competition to continue from there so they can evaluate both in-game action. So pretty much just saying that nobody has separated themselves in this competition. It's both been neck and neck as they both try to figure out who's going to be that guy, right? Let's get some film on Beau Pribula. Let's get some film also on Sam Horn. Now, it'll be interesting to see, will they kind of split drives? Right, well, obviously, Pribula started off, and then, Sam Horn goes in and he takes the rest of the reps of that second drive, or will they do by quarter? Will Beau Pribula have a quarter, and then Sam Horn gets the second, or will they have halves? It's going to be interesting to see how they devise and they kind of, split this up between these two quarterbacks. But obviously the competition is a big proponent of what he's trying to figure out and who is going to emerge. Now, you're not going to know everything you need to know against Central Arkansas, right? It's going to matter when you're playing these big elite teams. So let's take a quick look, obviously, at their schedule, right? And like I said, we talked about Central Arkansas, but these are winnable games early, right? Kansas, we'll see how they be with Jalen Daniels, obviously one more year at the helm. You're going to play Louisiana Monroe, the Raging Cajuns as well. But your real game, it's not until South Carolina, which is on obviously September 20th, right? How are you performing that game? By then, by week 4, you want to know who your starting quarterback is going to be. You know what I'm saying? And you want him to be able to separate himself at that point, right? Then you play UMass, another winnable game. Then the nitty-gritty happens. You got Bama, Auburn, Vandy, teams that should be really good in 2025. And then Texas A&M as well. Luckily, that's a home game, but you have to go to Auburn and Vandy. Then you play Mississippi State. You finish with a much improved Oklahoma squad, and then Arkansas. So the good thing for Missouri, they have time to figure out what they want to do, who they want to start. And I think it's smart of the coaches to go into that first game, home, Central Arkansas, evaluate things, see where they're both at, see who's separating themselves, how are they reading the field, how are they going through adversity, to know who's going to be your guy for that game. Because that's the game right there. You can set the college football world on fire. A team that's expected to make the college football playoff in South Carolina this upcoming year. If you're able to go and beat them at home, that goes a lot, obviously helping you out. And if you're able to give Alabama a run for their money as well, another game that could do a lot for you. But comment down below you guys' thoughts on this potential QB battle and who comes out on top.